Hello, my name is Roshan from Electrical and Electronics Engineering. My supervisor is Dr. Iravan and my FYP1 title is Development of Upper Limb Exoskeleton. Without further ado, let us go into the details of this proposal defense presentation. First, we are going to have an introduction about this project, then followed by the problem statement, objectives, scope of work, literature review, methodology, Gantt chart, milestone, and finally conclusion. For the introduction, let me introduce you to my background studies. Did you know, according to the International Journal of Stroke released by the World Stroke Organization in 2012, stroke is one of the top 5 leading causes of death in Malaysia. It is also one of the top 10 causes for hospitalization in our beloved country. Stroke holds a leading place in Malaysia to cause permanent disability in adults, second only to heart attack. Majority of people who had stroke face a tough time to overcome their limb impairment and require continuous long-term medical care to regain their physical abilities. Previously, I have spoken about the background studies in the introduction chapter where we learned that stroke holds a leading place for causing permanent disabilities in Malaysia. Now we are going into the problem statement. There are rehabilitation robots in our country, but most of the interactive controls used in those robots are still preliminary and oversimplified. Also, there are lack of rehabilitation robots in Malaysia. A company called Cradle is doing a good job in this field, but they too are still a developing company. Previously, we have seen the problem statement where I have addressed that rehabilitation robots are limited in our country and that too are still preliminary in terms of interactive control. Now for the objectives. The objectives of this project is to develop an exoskeleton for upper extremities with the state-of-the-art mechanism of all the important components such as actuators, motors, sensors and more. Another objective of this project is to validate the prototype for robustness through multiple functional trials. On the last chapter, we have seen the objectives for my project. Now let us look into the scope of work. The scope of work for this project is simple to understand. Firstly, is to detect the muscle movement of subject's arm using surface electromyography. Then the signals are filtered and amplified by using Myrio controller. Finally, the controller sends the output signal to the motor driver to enable the movement of the exoskeleton arm. In the previous slide, we have seen the scope of work of my project where it senses muscle movements, filters, amplifies and sends output for exoskeleton movement. Now for the literature review, I have split the reviewed literatures thematically in order of the pneumatic, cable-driven and then motorized exoskeleton. Since our time is limited, I will address only the limitations found in each of these literatures. These are the exoskeletons which are pneumatically actuated. The limitations in how to use exoskeleton. The joint torque calculation with muscle force model has to be calibrated for each subject, which is time consuming. For Zishuan's exoskeleton, it is not portable nor flexible because a heavy air supply equipment must always be worn. Next, the exoskeleton by Lewis is attached to a wall frame, which thus is not portable. Still on pneumatic-based exoskeleton, in Iachi Yagi's exoskeleton, the EMG signals lack strain and generates only low-level signals. Then, for Zhang's exoskeleton, the limitations is that this structure has weak coupling relationship with the output torque and its angular displacement as compared with the traditional pneumatic muscle actuator. We have seen the pneumatic exoskeleton literatures. Now for the cable-driven ones. In Fayun's paper, the exoskeleton is quite bulky. For Xiang's exoskeleton, the arm skeletal model is inaccurate and bulky, which affects the device kinematic solution. In King Chong's literature, the exoskeleton arm is attached to a huge platform where all the important components are. Continuing cable-driven exoskeleton literatures. Ying's exoskeleton is attached to a huge frame, thus not mobile. Joel's exoskeleton has the same limitations as well, and adding to that is its bulkiness. In the previous slides we have seen the cable-driven exoskeletons. Now we will look into motor-based exoskeletons. The limitations found in these literatures is that Abdul Malik's exoskeleton is attached to a chair. Similarly, Gopura's exoskeleton is attached to a wheelchair. Moreover, Martinez's exoskeleton actuator response capability is limited due to the high transmission ratio and high energy power density devices. Kazuo's exoskeleton is not mobile because it is attached to a wheelchair, whereas King Ling's exoskeleton is attached to a really long pole. In the previous chapter, we have seen the literatures and the limitations of pneumatic, cable-based and motor-based exoskeletons. For the next chapter, let me present the methodology of this project. Firstly, the SEMG, surface electromyogram, detects the muscle movement on a subject. The signal obtained is then sent to the MyRayo controller, where the controller then filters, amplifies and converts the obtained signal to output signal. The output signal is then sent to the motor driver, which responds according to the desired output, which is the movement of the exoskeleton. Now, on to the next chapter. Previously, we have seen the methodology of this project. Now we will look at the Gantt chart that I have developed for this project. The title selection happened on the first week. Since then, I have done the literature review up to week 6, and while I was doing the literature review, I also have started to identify and survey the components needed for this project and have started my theoretical analysis on the software part of this project. Proposal defense is in week 7 and the interim report submission is due on week 12. Now let's move on to the next chapter. Previously we have seen the Gantt chart that I have constructed. Now I am going to present the milestones that I have set for my FYP1. For my milestones, first one is the title selection. Then is the background studies and literature reviews simultaneously. After that is the conceptual design along with the components identification and sourcing. Then comes the theoretical analysis milestone. The last two milestones are proposal defense and interim report. Conclusion. In this chapter, I have my expected results for this project. I want to be able to complete a fully functional, robust upper limb exoskeleton using state-of-the-art technology. I hope for the best. Following slides are the list of references for this project. That is all from me. Thank you, have a nice day and stay safe.